Hello, Pony. My name is Blancmark, and welcome back to Shining Force 2, the character tier list recorded anew in 2026 during the Summer of 26 channel renovation, where I will be removing all of the channel intros and outros before they become a problem down the line. This is because I had music on in the background in my previous version, which I probably shouldn't have done. That's okay, though. New year, new tier list. Why not? So yeah, I will be ranking these based on their usefulness in combat and things like, just personal preference and personality, story stuff, etc., etc. So why not, right? Um, so yeah, let's get started. I will be opening up a thing on the side just to have a reference towards spells and stuff because I always forget that stuff. First of all, Bowie, S tier. Yes, main character, S tier. He is pretty damn powerful in every aspect, really. And later on he becomes so powerful that he can actually function as a frontline tank to take damage, despite the fact that if he dies, it's game over. That alone just makes him so, and he gains access to Bolt spell as well. Uh, he can use some nice AOE damage from a distance eventually as well. So that's amazing. It's like they really figured like Max from Shining Force One was a little on the weak side. Let's make this guy a bit overpowered. Let's do it. Why not? Then we get Sarah, the healer. I want to say S tier. She is she S tier? Is she S tier? Uh, no, her spells are Blast, Slow, Detox, and Heal level 4. Like, it's okay. Heal level 4 definitely helped me out a lot. And I did turn her into a Master Monk so she could dish out some damage, but she was usually busy healing with Heal level 4. So definitely, at the start, she is your only healer, so she is incredibly useful. Just make sure that you have her defeat a bunch of monsters and enemies so she levels up along with the party, because just healing is not going to be enough. Um, yeah, definitely. I would say S tier, yeah. She's so useful in the first part of the game, and once you get a backup healer or another healer, then she becomes the backup healer basically. So yeah, it's always good to have more healing. So yeah, S tier. Chester is your first knight. I'm gonna put him B. He just kind of falls behind a little bit. His attack is not that great. His HP is high, low defense, so he can deal with magic damage and stuff. Overall, just kind of mid. It's kind of eh. He's okay, but could be way better. Yaha or Jaha or however you want to call him is for me um, from the start of the game to the finish, just a great character. Um, Great attack, great defense. Just promoting him to Baron gives him the use of swords and a little extra movement. Just an overall like staple of the whole party. I'm gonna put him in A though, because other than that, he doesn't bring anything special to the table. So yeah. Kazin, however, Wizard Kazin or Mage Kazin would be B at best. Sorcerer Kazin is S tier. He is so good. When his spells are not that great as a mage or a wizard to focus on blaze and a bunch of other spells you're probably not going to use. Sorcerer just makes him cast like sorcery spells, which summons monsters in an animation in order to deal damage. It does get divided over the targets, so if you do it on a single target, it is stronger than if you do it on multiple targets. That is a bit of a downside, but he's just incredibly powerful. And by the time you get the other sorcerer, um, he's already way ahead. So definitely worth it. Slade, another S tier character, starts off a little bit weak. Just drink some power water with him, boost his attack by a couple of points, like 4 points, I believe, and then he will be just keep up, and then he will be like destroying enemies, and then turn into a ninja, and then gain some ranged fire and lightning spells and still do a lot of damage, and actually becoming fairly tanky as well for some reason. He's not as squishy as you might think as a ninja. Very interesting. Kiwi. I don't want to call him trash. He's not trash, but he is a bit hard to manage. He has a very high defense with very low HP, so he's meant to take damage like that. Magic will kill him almost instantly. And later on, when you promote him, he should be stronger, but the enemies get so strong that they can basically one-shot him. So even though he gets higher attack, it's like I usually ditch him the first chance I get. I don't think he's trash. Is he trash? He's trash. I'm sorry. Peter Phoenix, on the other hand, S tier. He is the overpowered character. Revives himself after battle if he dies. Can fly, high attack, high defense. Can actually function as a tank. High HP, just and very important for the story. I don't know what else to say. May, A tier. First archer you get. Centaur, definitely the strongest one of the bunch. Does fall off a little bit later, but it's she's still worth using. Geralt the Wolfman, later the Wolf Baron, I believe. I will definitely say that I have been using him all the way up to the end of the game, I believe. I think. Well, very late anyway. He becomes incredibly powerful. High attack, high HP, high defense, good movement. He is, yeah, he actually is very much worth it. Actually stronger than I thought he would be. So that's really cool. Um, yeah. So we got a bunch of frontline tanks here. We got Bowie, we got Yaha, we got Slade, Peter, Geralt, Luke. I want to put Luke in C tier. Why? Because his attack is pretty decent, and his movement is good, and he can fly, great. But he has to get in melee range in order to attack, and his defense is not that great. So he gets one shot or two shot pretty easily by enemies. So it's a bit of a risk using him. Birdmen just in this game just aren't that great. So like, or in any of the Shining Force games really, as far as I know. So, Shining Force 1 they weren't that great. These ones are better, but overall no, no. Technically, Rick. Rick is. I really like Rick. Um, I want to put him in S, but then again, again he's a knight, so he can use lances or spears, and he just has a pretty high attack, very high defense. He's definitely one of the frontline tanks. Can take a hit, dish out quite a bit of damage. Not as much as some of the others, but definitely worth having around for another frontliner that can take the hit. Um, Dr. Road is actually, well, he joins afterwards. So Elric. Elric is Um, would put him in B. He's definitely useful. He's an archer. He's definitely has his thing as an archer or a sniper. Brass gunner, he probably would be a little better, but I don't think of him as a brass gunner at all. So definitely weaker than May. Falls off a little bit. Needs some help, but um, can be useful and can be kept until the end if you want. Same thing applies to his wife Janet, who joins a little bit later. So, that's all fine, whatever. Dr. Road, on the other hand, is an A tier because as a brass gunner, he has slightly less movement, but he has like a higher defense. His attack doesn't always increase because he is a brass gunner, but their defense is so high that they can function as they're a ranged tank. I'm not kidding. Dr. Road as as the canonical brass gunner can function as a tank. He is that powerful. It's insane. I love it, but it's insane. Then we get to Eric. Eric is the prime candidate for the Pegasus wing to turn into a Pegasus Knight. Is worth it. Actually, is pretty damn strong if you do take him along. More of an attack-oriented centaur than a defense-oriented like Rick. I would put him in A. Haven't really taken him into my party at all, so I can't put him in S. But yeah, definitely, if you want a strong Pegasus knight, strong flying knight, Eric is your man. Because Chester and Rick are not going to last that long unless you stop using them. It's like Karna, on the other hand, is the best character in the fucking game. Come on. I mean, she is so incredibly powerful. Her aura spell and her boost spell, I believe, is it raises the speed and defense of all of your characters if you line them up correctly, of all of your characters for a number of turns, which really helps with reducing damage and having them get their turn quicker so you can actually do things. So incredibly useful. And then her aura spell later will basically heal a large number of allies, if not all of your allies. And because of that, because of the boost and later the aura, she gains experience over and over and over and over. So much experience because you're affecting so many people with those spells that she just easily over levels the whole game. Everyone else is sitting at level 15. She's sitting somewhere at level 32 or something. Just gaining hit points, gaining MP, gaining new spells. She's the class of her own. She's actually triple S tier, to be honest. Karna is the best friggin' healer in the game. Tyron is the freeze mage, which is not useless, not my favorite, but I would say that Tyron is A tier because, just being a freeze wizard is decent. Randolph, I have no idea. It's just an alternate Jaha. I don't really know. I think his attack might be a little higher, defense might be a little lower. I don't even know. I don't really think he's a viable option, so I usually just put him in C tier. It's like, I guess he's fine. I guess he could be in B tier, but I never use him, so I was like, whatever. Higgins, another centaur. He is a paladin. He's weak. He's kind of weak. There's no real reason to use him if you have Rick or even Chester. If you want Rick and Eric and Higgins, no. I wish they made him a little stronger, but no. Screech has the exact same problem as Luke, so even if you do get him a bit later, it doesn't matter. Same problem. Taya, unfortunately, I have to give Taya the D tier. Why? Because when you finally get her, she's a sorcerer. When you finally get her, she is she has Dao level 1, which is the first spell of a sorcerer. That's it. Well, Kazin, if you have actually leveled him up as a sorcerer all throughout the game, he will be at least Dao level 2, at least Apollo level 1 or 2, Neptune level 1 at the very least, Atlas level 1. He already has so many spells that are so much more powerful than just Dao level 1. So Taya will require a lot of work to get to a level where she's like, oh, now she's actually powerful. While Kazin is already way past her. So I cannot recommend her. I can recommend the spells, but I can't recommend her if you have Kazan available to you, like as a sorcerer. I cannot recommend Taya. If you don't have Kazan as a sorcerer and just changed him into a wizard, and you changed Tyron into a wizard as well, then Taya will be your only option. But yeah, Vicar Freya. I am going to base this on something that I've learned after the fact, is that Vicar Freya has aura level 4 eventually, does not have a blast spell like Karna or Sarah, but has an aura spell, which is of course great, does not have boost or anything, but apparently his attack stat grows so hard, like pretty much that he becomes just as powerful in attack as as Master Monk Sarah or Master Monk Karna. And especially with the demon rod equipped, he becomes that powerful. So that's something I want to check out next time I play the game. But for the aura spell, definitely at S tier. And I want to see if he's actually that good with the demon rod. Jaro, the Pegasus Knight. I'm putting him in C because he's okay at that point, and he is a Pegasus Knight. He can fly. Defense is kind of I usually don't even take him into my party, to be honest. Not really. Gyan, to a gladiator. Not a baron, but you know he's okay. Fairly high attack, but you know nothing special about him. He's okay. Can be useful. Sheila, Master Monk. Yes, she is a Master Monk, which would make her an automatic S tier, but her spells are kind of, you know, she has heal level 4 eventually at a very high level. Blast level 4 boost. She does learn boost, and she also has muddle, but again boost at a very high level. So she, well, you get her late in the game, so you would have to really train her up to get her to the point where Karna and Sarah already are. So for that reason, I'm going to give her A tier, is that you can if you want to, but it will take you a lot of time to train her to that point. So I don't think it's worth it at that point. Zinc, I actually didn't care much for Zinc. He was decent, like another tanky character with a fairly high unarmed attack, but that's kind of it. I love Claude way more because as a golem, he's like the upgraded version of Kiwi, the trash tier, and he is just a very high defense, very high attack. Well, fairly high attack, very high defense, slightly low HP, but with a number of cheerful bread to raise his HP, and an item or a ring to raise his movement from 4 to 5 or 6. It's he actually becomes incredibly powerful, and definitely was a solid part of my late game lineup. Zinc is also the only other character that has a 4 in movement, so he would require one of those items as well. Chaz! I'm the Chaz! I'm gonna put him in C tier. Why? Well, because he joins so incredibly late. There's only a few battles left at that point, and you have to train him so much to make use of him actually becoming the Bolt Mage. It's not even worth it. I did take him into my party, but it's not even worth it. Don't even bother. And of course, Mr. Lemon. Um, um, yeah, the only upside he has, the only thing he has that puts him above the other like potential barons like Yaha or Randolph is that when he dies, he can revive himself after battle, just like Peter. Um, Other than that, there's nothing too special about him. So he's a story character. So solid A tier at the very least. And that is my 2026 tier list for Shining Force 2. If you, like I said, if you agree, great. If you don't, also great. We're all entitled to our own opinions. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. I should go.